Well, it's going to be a bit of an interesting video today because I'm actually in a Honda FRV, and this Honda's 2007, and it's the one model that has 3 seats up in the front. Now they deleted that option in I think it was 2010, and so although they've still got a FRV that you can buy, it's got a whole load of gubbins in the middle instead of a lot of foot space and that middle chair, which not only is a middle chair but lifts up and gives you storage space, and if you want to you can fold the whole thing flat so you get yourself an armrest and cup holders. The car is amazing. It's a little wider than a standard compact car. It's about a foot wider. I don't know what that is in litres, but I love it. It's got this particular one has got automatic transmission right here, 5-speed auto, and what I really like about it is this dashboard is really driver centric. It takes 3/4 of the front cabin, and you've got your instrument cluster here, which is really nicely done with your speedo, your rev counter, all the other stuff you need. Doesn't have oil pressure gauge, you've got warning lights for all that. And it's got a really nice radio system that you can control from the steering wheel, and the whole thing comes to hand so easily. It's a real joy to drive. It's funny because all of my cars I've ever owned in America have had a bench seat in the front. Well, apart from a Toyota, I had all my American built cars have had a bench seat in the front, so it's easy to hold 3 people in the front of my cars. And I've driven a lot of vans, and almost all vans like Transits and so forth, they will have driver's seat and then usually a double seat for 2 passengers. So to come back to a car with 3 front seats doesn't seem weird. It seems normal to me. In fact, what seems weird is when I'm now looking at other people's cars and I see just 2 front seats and a whole lot of gubbins in the middle separating the front center console all the way back where you could be having a seat if the car's a little bit wider. So yeah, this is an older car, but it drives beautifully, and Honda really know how to screw the car together. They really know how to design the car, and they know how to build it so it doesn't fall to pieces. So I'm super impressed with it. This is the option with the leather seats in it, which means it also has it's got full air conditioning, it's got FM AM radio, doesn't have sat nav, but you know what, I don't really care because I've got a little wand there on the windscreen to attach the windscreen. I can put my mobile phone, and that I use Waze for that, which is a lot better than the sat nav systems you have to pay for. And I just love the radio display there in the middle. Right now it's just showing 100.15, 100.15, which is fine, but that's actually that's classical FM, and the clock on it automatically adjusts from the radio signal, so the clock is accurate. And what else can I say about this car? Any downsides? Okay, so the automatic box is a 5-speed box, and I'll show you how it works. It goes like that: reverse, neutral, drive, second, and first, as you'd expect. And it's got a lockout for the top 2 gears. You can use it as a 3-speed if you're in traffic. It's a little jerky. It's not as smooth as automatic transmissions that I've used in America or even on my previous car. But hey, I'm not really bothered by that. It's got traction control. Now, before I bought this car, I really was looking for a four-wheel drive, so I was looking at Subaru in particular. And this is a front-wheel drive. So that's the only compromise I've made. But is it a compromise? Maybe not, because I get a flat front floor without a transmission tunnel, lots of legroom, and I get traction control on the front wheels, which I can turn off, little button down here, if I want to. And when you're driving on slippery surfaces, going around a corner or anything, you can actually feel the traction control working. So all I can say is it's got a lot more traction than my old Toyota did, which had snow tires on it. So really, I don't think that's a compromise I'm going to complain about. So that's my F for family. Some people say it's F for fun, because it's family R stroke V Honda 2007. It's got 121,000 miles on it, but if it was any other car, probably I wouldn't have got one with so high mileage. But for this car, it's got a complete service history. It has never failed a single MOT in its whole history, which I think is quite remarkable. And that's one reason why I bought this particular vehicle rather than look around for others, because it's got an impeccable service history. It's obviously been cared for. There's a few little tweaks here and there, but nothing serious. So am I happy? Tremendously happy. I'll tell you who else is happy. My son, who's 8, sitting in the middle, and he's the one that is in charge of the temperature controls. I even put him in charge of the emergency flashes as my co-pilot. So what more can I say? Is it a bargain? Well, I paid quite a lot of money for it. If you go private, you can probably get one for £1,500, but make sure you're getting one that's got a service history. And if you do, you're going to be so happy with this car. If you're anything like me, it's a 6-seater. You can hold the rear seats completely flat to get a nice load area. It's leather, it's beautiful, it's as well screwed together as any premium car. I'd rather be driving this than a BMW, an Audi, or a Mercedes, to be perfectly honest with you, but then maybe I'm biased. But having driven hundreds of cars professionally, I can say that this comes right near the very top of my list of cars. And I've driven Bentley. One of my favorite cars I've ever driven was an old Jaguar XK6. That was a beautiful car. But this one, I think, for me and my family, this one nails it. Honda FRV, beautiful car, highly recommend it. God bless. This is Johnny Ruppel. Subscribe for more. All sorts of stuff on my channel, so don't miss out.